highlights on this evening's House and Home episode. Chef Veari whips up a Zenag egg and mustard mayonnaise on Zenag cooking. We share a few tips on car care, mainly to do with tires. And if you're in need of a new fridge or could do with a freezer, we join Jane over at Brandwell with a range of pretty cool looking fridges and freezers. A very good evening to you all and welcome to House and Home. The weather here in the nation's capital has been experiencing some chilly nights and some pretty windy afternoons. Hopefully those of you residing downtown are not too affected by the dust coming from the construction over at the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium, and those of you that enjoy afternoon walks or runs along that side of town, just be mindful of the dust that gets blown around with the movement of loose dirt during construction. Moving on, if you're one that enjoys homemade mayonnaise to add to salads and sandwiches as opposed to the ready-made mayonnaise sold at the shops, then you're going to want to try out this next recipe on Zenag cooking. And let's head on over to the House and Home kitchen and join Chef Veari, ready to whip up a Zenag egg and mustard mayonnaise.
Good night to all viewers. Me like talk welcome to Narpla Zenag cooking show on tonight. Tonight by me making Zenag egg and mustard mayonnaise where by me using Zenag eggs 70 grams. On Zenag eggs me choosing because empower protein and power kai. Okay, now by me introducing all ingredients where by me making Zenag egg and mustard mayonnaise. So we got 1 teaspoon mustard, 1 pinch salt, 1 pinch pepper, 1 teaspoon white vinegar, that add more flavor and texture of Zenag egg mayonnaise. Okay, we got 1 cup oil here. Okay, now by me starting recipe by me. Okay, first mix on the Zenag eggs by me broke him. Okay, this is by me using yolk blend as well. Okay, you mean separate him. Okay. Okay, you drop him layer. 1 from more, by me using triple Zenag eggs. Okay, this is Zenag egg mayonnaise, and you can use him to flavor him or sandwiches blue you. Or you can even use it to work him or salads blue one time. So me choosing Zenag eggs all the time. Okay, I'm separating with them. Okay. Now by me adding all ingredients go inside. Mustard, salt, pepper, and now by me turn him. Okay, time me work lo turn him with him. By me add him little oil go inside. Okay, oil you must add him with him. Okay, add him over 1 round. You add him little. Okay, same time you turn him. Okay, me turn him good first time. Okay, you can look him. You work in Zenag egg and mustard mayonnaise now. Okay, add a little more oil. Okay, turn him. So Zenag egg mustard. You can work him a sandwich, a leg sandwich. You can work in Zenag egg sandwich. You can add mayonnaise one time, or you can work in Zenag chicken sandwich. Then add him mayonnaise one time. Okay, viewers. Zenag egg mustard I'm ready. So me talk. Let me fast. I got more flavor and texture inside where you can add him to sandwiches blue or even salads blue. Okay, you may add him vinegar to give more taste to mayonnaise blue. Now Zenag egg and mustard blue I'm ready. Me put inside a bowl now. You can look him. Zenag egg and mustard mayonnaise for me using Zenag eggs 70 grams. Zenag eggs bisa chusim because power protein na power kai kai.
Now how easy was that? Just to use 4 basic ingredients, eggs being the main one, and salt and pepper to taste. Now this particular mayonnaise, I wouldn't mind adding to my egg sandwich. Thank you, Chef Veari, and we look forward to the next Zenag cooking segment, and I know it has something to do with chicken wrapped in banana leaf. Viewers, keep a lookout as you're not going to want to miss this recipe. Earlier on, I was saying something on experience at cool evenings. You know what will go down real well in this type of weather? Is chicken and sweet corn soup with a bit of added broccoli, cauliflower, a bit of sliced up carrots with a sprinkle of freshly chopped chilies. How does that sound? Hungry, anyone? I think that is going to be my supper this evening. More on House and Home in a moment, so stay watching. Welcome back. There has been far too many motorists at late that are experiencing car trouble, and has been pointed out by many car mechanics. A number of these car troubles can be easily avoided if all drivers took better care of their cars, let alone learn to attend to some of their problems themselves. For instance, changing a car tire. Well, if you're in an area that you feel that is safe for you to change it yourself, but many floods occur to negligence in simply having your tires regularly checked on a weekly basis.
Welcome to the car care segment on House and Home. Now we're going to talk about tires. Yes, tires, the tires on your vehicle. Now how much do you know about tires? Besides that, without them, your car isn't going to go anywhere. Now, I can bet that a lot of car owners out there only know the extreme basics, and that's when it's flat. When it's flat, you got to change it. When it's bald, you got to need a new one. Now, tires come in various forms and sizes manufactured to suit the type of vehicle. Obviously, the bigger the vehicle, the bigger the tire that is needed. When you purchase your vehicle, the correct size tires will come with it. With most cars, the tires would be the ones suited for the city. If you purchase a four-wheel drive, you'll find a different set of tires to a sedan attached. The only thing that will differentiate the type of use for the vehicle will be the different treads on the tires. Okay, now I will explain to you about the 2 different types of treads. Now you have a fine tread and you have a rough tread. With the fine treads, you basically use them for the city roads. And with the rough treads, you mostly find that they use them off-road, because when you go to rough roads, maybe in the bushes, you find that they're boggy areas, so you rather have a rough tread, and you'll have better grips to hold the muddy areas. As I have mentioned earlier on, tires come in different forms and sizes. Therefore, the air pressure in your tires will also differ according to size. Now, do you know the correct air pressure for the tires on your vehicle? Okay, now, there's always a sticker or tag which is attached to the body of the vehicle on the driver's side, or sometimes it's attached to the passenger side. But on the tag, it varies on different type of vehicles. So on the like now we have a RAV4, which has a specified tire pressure rate attached to it. So in most cases, you have to go according to the tire pressure rates. You cannot go too much on the tire pressure or too less. So when it's too less, the steer gets heavier. If there's too much pressure in the tire, the vehicle gets bouncy, you know. So especially when you're going over potholes, you find that the vehicle bumps very hard. And that's when you know that the vehicle has too much pressure on the tires. So you got to always follow your tire pressures attached to the tag which is attached to your vehicle. In most cases, on your being a vehicle owner, you got to check every day. So you make sure that before you drive your vehicle, you must always check your tires. Walk around your vehicle, ensure that your tires are okay. Because if you don't do that, you just, some drivers, they just don't care. They just open the door, jump in the vehicle, start and take off. And when you're driving alone and you feel that the vehicle is going off balance, and you'll be wondering what's happening with your vehicle. You'll be blaming other things. But it may be your fault because you never had the courtesy to check your tires before getting on the vehicle, doing a walk around on your vehicle.
More on car care in a moment.
Now lately, I've come across an alarming increase in number of vehicles on the roadside with flats. And what's even more alarming is the way the car owners attempt to change their tires. Now there are two ways to change your flat: the right way and the wrong way. Simple as that. Now if you're a car owner, you must always be sure that you have your checklist. Now first thing, you got to check whether your spare tire is all right. You got to make sure that your jack, your wheel spanner, and your spare tools must always be in your car. We're going to demonstrate how to remove a tire on your vehicle. Firstly, you got to put your wheel stoppers, slacken your wheel nuts. For a lady, I know some of you will be unable to remove a tire, but with the agency, I'll give you a little tip. Always keep a little pipe, which we have. There's some vehicles which are high and your jack is too low, so you need to put blocks to bring the height up to compensate the jack to allow the jack to sit properly. And in this case here, you see, this is what we did. We made sure that the jack is sitting properly. Jack the vehicle up. Take the handle off, put it on the side. All right, get the wheel spanner. Now the correct way to fit the tire on, you make sure that you got to use your two hands. You sit down, make sure that your knees are down. Okay. You brace yourself and then you fit the tire on. Okay. After fitting the wheel nuts, you don't just go in circles, you go crisscross. Crisscross means start from the top, go to the bottom and side, and you even your wheel nut tightening. Don't rush. You must always make sure that your wheel nuts are tight. When you're rushing for time, the time is nothing. Your safety is more important. Ensure that your wheel nuts are tightened. Before you do that, you have to drop your car down a bit, not fully down. As soon as it reaches the ground, just little turn, and ensure that it doesn't go right down, and then you double check your wheel nuts. Then you can remove the jack on the vehicle. So there you have it. There's a bit more to owning a vehicle that all vehicle owners should make the attempt to learn. It's for your own safety and that of your vehicle. Take care of your tires on your vehicle and make them last longer on the road. Make sure that your vehicle is fully kitted with the necessary tools to change your flat tire. Also, be certain to get your puncture tire fixed or replaced immediately. Never allow yourself to be on the road without a spare for too long. Unfortunate things do happen when you least expect it. Until next time, safe driving.
Very helpful tips there, and very good pointers shared by Vincent. Remember, your life is in the care of that vehicle you drive or ride in. You take good care of it, it will surely serve you well and most definitely prevent unwanted problems while on the road. Now, are you in need of a new fridge you could do with a freezer? Don't go too far, as after the break, we join Jane over at Brian Bell, showcasing their range of pretty cool looking fridges and freezers. And who knows, you may see the one that is perfect for your home as well as all your refrigeration needs. See you soon.
Hey, hey, Mr. B.
Hello viewers, and welcome to another episode of House and Home with Brian Bell. I'm Jane Tokilala. After your house and car, fridges and freezers are some of the most expensive purchases you will have to make. That's why it's essential you make the right choice. But there are so many different types out there that it can be overwhelming. That is when Brian Bell comes in with a wide selection of quality fridges and freezers to suit every family need. Most moms will agree with me, with the bigger the family gets, the smaller the freezer feels. Whatever the stage or size of your family, you know there's always something for you here at Brian Bell. So let's have a look at the Fisher & Paykel brand and see what's available. The first product from Fisher & Paykel combines size and storage space with latest features and functions. From the exterior, it features two stainless exterior doors, the refrigerator door and freezer door, with bottom mount. This simply means freezer compartment towards the bottom. It has a water dispenser pad which is designed for one-hand operation. The external display enables you to lock the water dispenser, which indicates to you when bottle chill is activated and when your water filter requires changing. Other special features include the slim storage drawer, which are located at the bottom of the fresh food compartment. This provides storage space for items that you may want to keep separate from the rest of the refrigerator. The fruit and vegetable bins features a very unique lid which provides two functions. 1. The lid seals the bin and provides a humid microclimate to extend storage times of fruits and vegetables. 2. The lid prevents condensation, which forms at high humidities, from dripping onto the fruits and vegetables by retaining it. Glass shelves can be repositioned in the cabinet as desired. An ice storage bin which sits inside the upper top freezer bin and provides storage for and gives you access to clean, clear ice cubes. The second product features a spacious stainless steel 3-door or split refrigerator door with water dispenser. The interior has lots of room to cater for that large family, which has the freezer compartment towards the bottom. We also have available the stainless steel 3-door or split refrigerator door without the water dispenser, which also has freezer compartment towards the bottom. The next product, also a Fisher & Paykel brand, features a 2-door bottom mount. The temperature of either the fresh food or freezer compartment can be easily altered by using the internal control panel located at the front right of the refrigerator compartment. If you're somebody wanting a chest freezer but space is an issue to you, then why not invest in this upright 1-door chest freezer? It is designed with a flexible lid seal to keep warm air out of the freezer. You will find that sometimes immediately after closing your chest freezer, you may notice the lid is difficult to reopen. This is normal, just wait a few minutes and try again. Removable baskets are supplied with your chest freezer. These can be stacked on top of each other, however, should not be loaded with heavy food. It is recommended that foods requiring longer storage should be kept at the bottom of the freezer. Now let's go check out what we have available in the Westinghouse range. We have available the top mount refrigerators, bottom mount refrigerators, single door all refrigerator, single door all freezer, side-by-side or double door refrigerators, side-by-side refrigerators with a more modern feature of the ice and water door dispenser. Also have available top mount refrigerators with convertible doors, where you can swap from left to right or vice versa depending on your storage area or apartment size. We have available colors white or silver. All these refrigerators come in different sizes and weight to suit any demand. However, have similar features when it comes to installation, controlling your display models, and the general usage of your appliances. Now our next product is the West Point range. We have available the top mount refrigerators, which you have an option of moist, cold interior or moist free, and an added benefit would be the locking feature. Another product of West Point would include this modern side-by-side stainless steel refrigerator. The side-by-side door features the freezer compartment on the left and the refrigerator compartment on the right. It features an electronic control panel on the exterior. There are special features from the interior, which includes the drying case of freezer for storing dried foods for so long, wine bottle support, and the movable egg case by placing the case for your convenience. And finally, we also have available the Sharp brand refrigerators. This product features a top mount refrigerator with similar features as affordable refrigerators. This appliance has an added benefit of the locking feature and has the deodorizing unit installed, which simply means that no operation or cleaning are required to get rid of bad odor. We also have available the Kelvinator brand and a wide range of bar fridges to commercial deep freezers, display freezers, beverage chillers, and commercial wine chillers. So there you have it. You know you can pick up your preferred refrigerator at your nearest Brian Bell Home Center and walk away a happy man. So remember, great products, great prices. That's Brian Bell. Until next time, I'm Jane Tokilala. Good night.
Best quality, guaranteed, at Brian Bell.
Right on, Mr. B.
Fridges have become one of the many basic needs required in the home. A must-have to keep all those perishable goods fresher for longer. I don't know what I'd do without my fridge, besides storing all the meat, fruits, vegetables, etc. I like my water cold. More on House and Home in a moment. Welcome back. With all the building and road construction taking place all over, many of you would notice several teams of guys dressed in safety vests, wearing hard hats, and working off a gadget on tripods and running bits of colored strings and what looks to be tape measures on the ground. These teams of gentlemen and women are land surveyors. We have the Association Surveyors P&G explain what the surveyors does and the importance of the work of a surveyor and the Surveyors Act.
Welcome to the Institute of Surveyors of Papua New Guinea segment here on House and Home. My name is James Murray and I'm currently the Secretary for the Institute of Surveyors of Papua New Guinea. In this segment, we'll be talking about the Survey Act, the directions of the surveyors, and surveying in general. Currently in this country, there's a lot of pressing issues with land matters that are associated with surveying. Some are not good and some are good, but we shall discuss all about that in this segment. To help you understand more about the survey profession as a whole, today with me is Luther Sipperson, who is the Surveyor General for the whole of Papua New Guinea. And Luther will talk more about the Survey Act, the directions, surveying in general, and the Institute as a whole.
Thank you, Mari. I will be talking this morning on the Survey Act. Surveying is a technical field that deals with the measurement and storage of information showing locations of the features anywhere. It combines various fields of mathematics and science and physics and technology to acquire highly accurate spatial information needed by other professionals like engineers, planners, builders, land professionals, etc. for the development of any development in that case. But all this is governed by the Survey Act. That is the main legislation that regulates the practice of surveyors and how surveying is conducted in this country. The current Survey Act was enacted in 1969. It's about 40 years ago. With the changes that has taken place in this country and the advancement of technology and development in terms of human resources, the Act is outdated. And so we are in the process of reviewing that Act so that it meets current requirements. We have already held 2 sessions, one last year with the Constitutional and Law Reform Commission and the Legal Division of the Lands Department. And we've got a working paper on the review of this legislation. In this review, we're gonna put more teeth into how surveying is conducted in this country. We're looking at the registration of surveyors in particular because surveying is a profession, and the conduct of surveying is to be regulated as stated in the Survey Act. My office, the Office of the Surveyor General, is mandated by law to regulate the practice of surveyors, the qualification of surveyors, and also the standards have to be maintained. We control quality of all surveys in this country. The direction undertaken by the association, now it's called the Institute of Surveyors of Papua New Guinea. In the recent Survey Congress, a lot was said, expressed by the surveyors on the need to have more teeth in the Survey Act itself. We are looking at assisting from my office, from the Office of the Surveyor General, because the Institute of Surveyors of Papua New Guinea is the professional body that looks into the interest of practicing surveyors out in the industry, and they lobby for the interest of surveyors. They also set scales of fee. The fees that are charged by surveyors out there in the field is set by the Institute of Surveyors of PNG, and therefore the direction that I am taking from the Office of the Surveyor General is to work closely with the Institute. As we review the new Act, we're going to ensure that in the new Act, all surveyors have to be financial members of the Institute. If they are not financial members, then they cannot practice as surveyors out there. And that will be captured in the new legislation. They can get registered through the board, the Papua New Guinea Surveyors Board, have a certificate of registration, but if they are not financial members of the Institute of Surveyors of Papua New Guinea, they cannot practice as surveyors. I am also the chairman of the Papua New Guinea Surveyors Board. This is the board that certifies graduates to become registered surveyors so that they can practice surveying in industry. So it's gonna be good for the profession as a whole. My function as the Surveyor General is to regulate quality and to administer the Papua New Guinea Surveyors Board. The other aspect that I'm looking at in this review is from the Office of the Surveyor General, because that office is a statutory office. It was established by an Act of Parliament, and it is there to ensure that surveys are carried out with current best practices. Technology has changed. Our legislation is outdated, and we've got new modern equipments like GPS, remote sensing, GIS applications. Those are not captured in the legislation. We've got to regulate. Another function of the Office of the Surveyor General is to ensure that the survey profession in Papua New Guinea maintains the appropriate technical, educational and ethical standards. By technical standards, I mean they have to be trained, that they are qualified to current standards. Educationally, you know, what they are taught at our surveying institutions like University of Papua Technology in Leh, that has to be regulated. The university has to talk with industry through the Institute of Surveyors of Papua New Guinea and through the Papua New Guinea Surveyors Board on what they are teaching at that institution. We don't want graduates coming out with a knowledge that is not regulated. When you have knowledge in this country, it is regulated by the Survey Act and the Survey Coordination Act. Survey Act regulates the practice of surveying and the training of surveyors. Survey Coordination Act regulates the actual surveying, what instruments you use, what technical methods are employed out in the field, what monuments you place in the ground to define boundaries. Those are captured in the Survey Coordination Act, and these two legislations are under review.
I guess you mentioned, like, you know, land monuments, placing those land monuments. I think as a whole, the awareness has to go out to the general public as well as to you know, the companies and the government functions. That the monuments that we surveyors place is very critical to the development itself. Those monuments, if tampered with, I think there is a fine of 2,000 kina for any monuments that are out there and are placed by surveyors. So our survey directions and the Coordination Act and all the survey acts, they're all defined, you know, as an act to assist basically the professional surveying, and as well to assist the general public with what we're about, you know, what we're all about in surveying. You know, which is like, for example, land registration, which is one of the most talked about issues in the country at the moment, because currently about 3% of the country itself is owned by the state. 97% does belong to the landowners. Now we are working towards that 2050 vision that the government has set in place to empower the people to basically to be well off by 2050. None of this is possible if the surveys are not done properly and correctly. So land registration is another really, really big major topic and issue that's facing the country at the moment. Luther, as the secretary, trying to register the surveyors is another big issue. I believe we've only got about 45 or 44 registered surveyors in the country currently operating at the moment or surveying at the moment, and those numbers are quietly dwindling down to a proportion where we have to get some new registered surveyors out.
Yeah, the Office of the Surveyor General has resurrected the PNG Surveyors Board, because that is the board that certifies cadets. When I say cadets, a graduate with a degree from the University of Technology is considered as a cadet. Like the lawyers, when they graduate, they have to go through the Legal Training Institute in order to practice or sit at the bar. In the profession of surveying, when a surveyor graduates, he has to go through the PNG Surveyors Board examinations. They have to fulfill the requirements of the exams that are set by the board in order to become competent surveyors. They are issued with a certificate of competency as well as a certificate of registration. Currently, we don't have enough registered surveyors in this country. And this is not good when we are talking about registering customary land, registering the 97% of land that is held under custom. Recently, we've had an amendment to the ILG Act and also the Customary Land Registration Act, and in order to meet the requirement of government by the year 2050, they want 20% of customary land to be released for development. And how are we going to release that land if we don't have the surveyors? Surveying is very important. Surveying was the first course that was introduced at the University of Technology in 1972. Why? Because the colonial administration saw the importance of that profession. They wanted to survey all the towns in this country, the highways, the wharves, the airstrips, because without surveyors you cannot do those developments. And now we are talking about releasing 20% of customary land. How are we going to release that if we don't have the manpower, if we don't have the expertise? In the colonial days, we brought in qualified surveyors from Australia, from Queensland, from New South Wales, even from New Zealand. We are independent. We have our training institution. We have our national surveyors. We've got to train them, bring them up to the level where they are competent to conduct surveys. And in order for this country to have 20% of customary land released for development, the surveyor has to go out and demarcate or run the boundary of because we are using the torrents system of land administration in this country. A land title can never be issued if the land is not surveyed, if the land is not descripted, if the metes and bounds are not defined. You will never have a land title in this country. And therefore it is important. Only a qualified by law under the Survey Act, only a registered surveyor is given the authority to conduct boundary surveys in this country. The Surveyor General is the administrator of that act. We've got almost 500 graduates running around. We've been graduating surveyors ever since the first graduation in 1972. And, for us to say that there's only 45 registered surveyors, I don't think that's good enough. Government has met the education of most of these surveyors. They have to come forward. The onus is on the individual surveyors to come forward and do the examinations and get registered so we can assist in the development of this country. We as a profession practice surveying so that society can gain from our expertise. A road cannot be built if the surveyor doesn't align where the road is going. There can never be an airstrip or an airport if a surveyor doesn't conduct the alignment of that runway. And therefore, surveyors play a very important role in the development of any country.
Luthi, I think, you painted a bad scenario of the registered surveyors numbers that are dwindling, but you failed to mention the steps taken that are undertaken to have a graduate surveyor to become a registered surveyor have been amended in such a way to assist the practices and the projects to have taken by the graduate surveyor to reach that pinnacle of his professional career, which is to be a registered surveyor. You might want to sort of make that aware to the public out there.
Yeah, the board has actually relaxed some of the projects that are undertaken by a cadet to qualify through the board. So we now only have 4 projects, and I'm looking at the cadets to come forward because, if you are not registered, then you don't have the professional integrity. You don't have the self-esteem to stand among your professional brothers. There's engineers out there, there are architects out there. We share the data in order for a development to take place. So we have relaxed those projects. We now have only 4 projects. It's the engineering project, the urban survey, the rural survey, and town planning. And once you pass those, then you sit for an oral exam. We will test you on the laws, on the act, and the directions. If you will answer with confidence to the board, then we will shake hands with you and issue you with a certificate of registration.
There's so many pressing matters that are out there right now, and the awareness that we're trying to create now on these segments of House and Home is that the surveyors are out there for a reason. You see them out there working constantly out in the hot sun. The disturbance is there. A lot of the surveyors get disturbed out in the field by basically by disgruntled landowners or by people who are who want to inquire about what's happening. All we ask is, and all we're trying to create in this awareness now is that we have been given a task and a duty to perform, whether it be by private contractors or by the government. But we do have acts that regulate us, and we are now trying to give teeth to our act by amending it so that we can do and perform a better job for the society as a whole. As a professional body, we ask that for the contractors out there and for the government out there to scrutinize who is going to do the survey for you. If they are not a financial member of the institute, then we ask that you not entertain the surveys and rather look for those who are financial members, and that includes registered surveyors. You know, surveyors are a profession. We are not a trade. There is a big difference. A trade, and there are very many good trades out there, like plumbing and carpentry and all that. But the surveyors, we are a profession, and we ask that we not be undermined as a profession, and we give them a chance and the opportunity to help society. There's with the International Federation of Surveyors that you mentioned, we do have support internationally to do that, and some of their rules and regulations we adopt as well too.
We are members.
So the SG can sort of elaborate on the rules and regulations that we adopt as well to make our profession more internationally recognized.
Yeah. The Institute of Surveyors of Papua New Guinea is a member of the FIG, the Federation of International Surveyors. And it's a very powerful international federation, and they set out the code of conduct for surveyors. We don't just go out there and conduct surveys, and that is one thing that the Office of the Surveyor General, in the new amended legislation, we would like to incorporate what the Federation of International Surveyors has come up with, the code of conduct, and the Institute has to amend its code of ethics.
Thank you very much, Luther. The awareness is out there. We're trying to create it now. There are 3 segments, and this is the first segment where I've introduced the Surveyor General and the directions and the act that he has kindly made aware to you, the general public. We do have a website. Our website address is www.aspng.org. So you can get out at any time. You can get on that website and you can find out more about the surveyor profession in general.
More on House and Home, so stay with us. Welcome back. We've just about to come to an end of House and Home for this evening. We're in the month of August now, and soon to be September, and that is the month where PNG comes alive in color to celebrate its independence. Various groups are no doubt getting their numbers together and have commenced rehearsals, especially the various schools around the country. If you haven't organized for your costumes, I suggest you do so now, because you don't have very long to go. Especially if you plan to dress real traditional, where all your wear are beaten and made from barks of trees and ornaments made from shells, pig's tusk, or dog's teeth. If a lot of your ornaments are beaded from seeds, etc., then it is a must that you get all that organized as soon as you can, because most of you have to come from villages or clans you are from. Some families hire their costumes, but you would also need to be quick and book them now with payment up front, otherwise you or your child will miss out. As I mentioned earlier, make sure you tune in next week to see what else Jane has for you on the next week's Brand Build segment. This is where the House and Home team and I will leave you. Here's wishing you a very pleasant evening, and may the remainder of the week ahead be a productive and a satisfying one. Until next week, keep on the journey to a healthier you with those regular exercises, enjoying the outdoors, and keep eating right. Good night.